Hi, welcome back. It's Dr. Kish here, my virtual office. Okay, so this is the third video. Now we spoke about epigenetics and what they are, what it is, and how it's controlled by the environment, and how the difference between genes and epigenetics above genes, and why this is important, because a lot of people still think, well, if my family has diabetes, I will have diabetes or a disease. And that's simply not true. But the interesting thing is, if you think that and you don't upgrade your files of the subconscious, which we talked about, then yes, in that family, right, you'll see the same disease patterns. Why? Because remember I told you from 0 to 7, you're downloading information from your environment who raised you. Well, if no one pays attention, talking about what we're talking about today, to upgrade your files, then everybody is thinking the same in your family, for the most part. Personalities, moods, all the Smith families like this, and the Joneses are like this. But when you think about it like that, it's quite remarkable. And they will have a family history of a certain disease, but it's not from the genes. It's from the subconscious. It's your belief system. And it's very exciting to share this because a lot of people just expect they're going to be sick because their parents were sick with this disease. And I'm not here to tell you that that doesn't happen. I'm just here to tell you the reasons that it does happen, in my belief, in my opinion. This is the reason we see diabetes in a family, generations to generations, or any kinds of illness. But I'm here to update through epigenetics, explaining what epigenetics is. And epigenetics is altered by your belief system based on the reality of you experiencing something, and then telling your body this is good or bad. But the catch is you're not aware that your thinking isn't really yours. It came from 0 to 7 years of age from your environment where you were raised, because the brain is in theta, downloading information. And it's not to the age, around 14 where you start, where the right and left brain hemispheres are connected, where you start saying things like, oh, I don't like the color purple. Well, you like the color purple all your life. No, that's because you like the color purple. So I like the color purple, and because I only had the left brain working, but now I have my right brain working, and that's where we call 10 hertz, 10 beats per second. And that's called the alpha brain frequency. So you can say, no, I don't like steak. Well, you like steak all the way up to you were, 7 years of age. No, I liked it because I was programmed to like it. And this is very, very exciting. And so knowing this, that we have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and how we know that 95% of the time we're run by our subconscious mind when our brains go into thinking, well, we want to now upgrade our files in the subconscious. Number one, they're not ours. It's not our information. We downloaded it. And number two, how are we going to do that? Well, we have the answer. We have the solution. And it's through frequency. We have to put the brain back to a certain frequency where it's able to download new information regarding certain situations. So then the new information is there, and you're choosing your reaction to it. And so this goes into the solution that I have in my office, and it's through a mobile app. You can either come into the office, you could do it over Zoom with me. You just need your mobile phone. And I'm going to put in the app, in the description, the actual app. So you go in to the website I put down underneath the description, and it says free test at the top, and you have to have earphones, and it will ask you a series of questions like, you're lost, someone's lost, they ask you directions, what do you say to them? You can either have multiple answers, one answer, or no answer at all. And then it'll ask you if you want to take the pattern, identify the geometrical patterns. And I think it's probably 10 questions. It's not that long. And then you find the dots. After that, it'll come up with the inefficiencies in the brain, meaning where there's a misperception in the brain. And then you simply can hit it, and it'll show you how the brain, let's say your perception of love is misunderstood. It's someone else's perception, right? Some families, they think abuse is normal. Well, he loves me even though he hits me. That's what I'm talking about. This is where it can, cause us a lot of problems. So now you've taken a series of tests. We find out in your brain what perceptions through these words like love, trust, sadness, integrity, free will. We find out where there's a misperception. And then you click on it after you take the free test, and it'll show you the associated possible symptoms. It doesn't mean that you're going to have those symptoms in your body, but they show the area part of the brain where this can lead to insomnia. This can lead to gastritis. This can lead to blood problems, anemia, right? Then you simply can, I believe, take the test, use the earplugs, and it will stimulate the brain. And then from there, if you're interested, you call me, and what it typically looks like is, like I said, you can come in the office or we can set it up via Zoom. You just need your cell phone. And I guide you through it. I give you a password, and you take the complete test, and then we do a stimulation. I usually do no more than 2 stimulations at a time through the binaural brain frequency. And we do 3 stimulations of the 2 stimulations. So it's a total of an hour appointment. And then we give you an exercise to do in front of the mirror. Why? Because we want to create a new habit. After we do the stimulation, then we want to go, and we want every day for at least 8 days, say a phrase associated with forming a new habit. Then after those 8 days, you can come back and we can continue with the treatments. There's a series of treatments because, like I said, I only like to stimulate 2 at a time, two stimulations at a time. So typically, you do it once a week. You're looking, it goes into about a month. But over time, then, you'll see your experience of the same situation that you had last year is different. And people will start seeing that you're different, because you're not going to have the same reaction to it. Why? Because you are choosing your reaction, because you've upgraded the files in your brain by stimulating the brain through frequency, because it's all frequency. And then over time, your health gets better, because health is directly related to the perception that you have, releasing the chemicals that go in your blood that nourishes your organs, so they're either good or bad. It's very, very exciting. So I look forward to the next conversation.